Good morning, algebra, or good afternoon, whenever you're watching this. Today we're continuing with our rate of change in slope. We're going to find the slope given two coordinates today. The slope of a line is the ratio, which is a fraction, of the change in the y direction. We call that the rise, up or down, to the change in the x-coordinate, the run. That's the horizontal, side to side, as you move in the positive direction. So, slope of a line, m equals the rise over the run, or you're going to have to memorize this formula because we're going to use it over and over again, and it doesn't stop. The more you go into math, you guys go to geometry, if you guys go to calculus, pre-calculus, this equation is going to show up all the time. So where x1 and y1 and x2, y2 are the coordinates of any 2 points on a non-vertical line. So, example 1, find the slope of the line that passes through -3, 5, and 4, -2. So they're going to say let x1, y1 be -3, 5. So that's x1. Ooh. So that's x1, y1. And then they're going to say let x2, y2 be 4, -2. So anywhere you see y2, you're going to plug in -2. Whenever you see y1, it's going to be 5. X2 is 4. And you got to keep these together, guys. So x1, y1 are always together. x2, y2 are always together. So they plugged in the value. So they rewrote the equation, m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So this equals y2 is -2 minus y1 is 5 over x2 is 4 minus -3. Well, remember, 4 minus -3 becomes a plus. When you subtract a negative, it becomes plus. So we get -2 minus 5 on top over 4 plus 3. -2 minus 5 is -7. 4 plus 3 is 7. -7 over 7. M equals -1. So that means that our line here is going down 1 over 1. So when we have our triangle, it would be down 1, right 1. Okay, so example 2, now they're giving us what the slope is, but they want us to find the one of the coordinate pairs. They're not giving it to us. So we're going to use the same equation, m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And we're going to find the value of r so that the line through them, 10, r, so we'll say this is x1, y1, and 3, 4, so that would be x2, y2, has a slope of -2.7. So we're going to plug in. Slope is m, -2.7, equals, our change in y is on top, 4 minus r, over our change in x, 3 minus 10. So we would get -2.7 equals -4 over, or equals 4 minus r over -7. And remember, we solved this by cross multiplying. So we get 2 times -7 is positive 14 equals 7 times 4 minus r. 7 times 4 is 28. 7 times -r is minus 7r. So then subtract 28 to both sides. So you get -7r equals -14, and then they divide it by -7. And you got r equals 2. So that's how you're going to do these problems. I'm going to go ahead and do a couple with you, and then I'm going to leave you guys to do the rest. So I'm going to do the 3 top ones here. So first thing I want to do is I'm going to write my equation up at the top. M, my slope, equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. It's always going to be the same. So I'll label this point for us. 4, 9, we're going to say that's x1, y1. And 1, 6 would be x2, y2. So we have m equals y2. y2 is 6 minus y1, which is 9, over x2. x2 is 1 minus x1, and x1 is 4. So this equals 6 minus 9 is negative 3. Over 1 minus 4 is negative 3. So equals 1. So our slope, m, equals 1. So that's all you're doing. You're plugging into the values. Number 2, we're going to say that this one is our, just to help myself, I'll just put a 1 above it and a 2 above it. 2 above the next one. I know that that 1 means that this is x1, y1, and that 2 means x2, y2. So m equals y2 is negative 5 minus y1 is negative 1, so minus negative 1, over x2 is negative 2 minus negative 4. So we change those double minuses to pluses, and we get negative 5 plus 1 is negative 4. Negative 2 plus 4 is 2. And negative 4 over 2 is negative 2. So m equals negative 2. So that's all we're doing. I'm going to go ahead and do number 3 for you guys. I'm going to put a 1 above this guy. Actually, I'm going to do it a little bit backwards. I'll label this guy 2 and this guy 1. And the point is, I want you to know that it doesn't matter which one you label, x1 and y1, x2, y2, as long as they're grouped together. So m equals y2 would be negative 1 minus y1 is negative 5 over x2 is negative 4 minus x1 is negative 4. So that equals, remember we changed these to pluses. So I get negative 4 divided by negative 4 plus 4 is 0. But here we have a problem. And our problem is this. You cannot divide by 0. So what that means is our m is what we call undefined. So when you have 0 in the denominator, it means that it's undefined. And what that tells us is it is a vertical line. So if we have our graph here, and I'm just kind of throwing this out there, what it's saying is we have a vertical line at x equals negative 4. X equals negative 4. So that's all that's saying. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let you guys do the next 4 with you. Just make sure you label them x1, y1, x2, y2, and then plug it into the formula, and you're good to go. Now I want to do these ones with you where it's a little bit different. We're going to do it. They give us the slope, but they're missing one of the terms. So I'm going to put a 1 above the 6, 8 and a 2 above the r, negative 2. And so that tells me x2, y2. So m, and I'll rewrite the equation for you guys. I'm going to write it right here. M equals, actually, I'll do it right here. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So that's never going to change. That's our formula. So m is 1, so I get 1 equals y2 is going to be negative 2 minus y1 is 8 over x2 is r minus x1 is 6. So I get, I'm just going to simplify that here, negative 10 over r minus 6. So I'm going to go ahead and cross multiply. So this 1 is kind of 1 over 1. So I'm going to cross multiply, and I'm going to get r minus 6 times 1 is just r minus 6 equals 1 times negative 10 is negative 10. And then I'm going to add 6 to both sides. So r equals negative 4. And that's it. I just solved it. So let's go ahead and do number 11. And I'm going to put a 1 above that group and a 2 above this one. So m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So m is 3/4. So I'm going to say 3/4 equals y2 is r minus y1 is negative 3 over x2 is 7 minus negative 1. So these become pluses. So I get r plus 3 on the top over 8. And so now I'm going to cross multiply. So 3 times 8 is 24 equals 4 times r plus 3. So I'll write this out for you guys. 4 times r plus 3. So 24 equals 4r plus 12. Subtract 12 to both sides. And you get 12 equals 4r. Divide by 4. Divide by 4. And we get r equals 3. And that's all we're doing. Let's see. We will do last one. We'll do number 12 together, and then I'll let you guys do the last ones on your own. Slope negative 3 equals y2 is negative 4 minus y1 is 8 over x2 is r minus x1 is 2. So that equals negative 12 over r minus 2. So we have negative 3, and I'm going to put an over 1 equals negative 12 over r minus 2. I'm going to cross multiply. So negative 12 times, or negative 3 times r minus 2, negative 3 times r is negative 3r. Negative 3 times negative 2 plus 6 equals 1 times negative 12 is negative 12. So I subtract 6. Negative 3r equals negative 18. Divide by negative 3. R equals negative 6. And that's my answer. So I'm going to leave you guys to do these 3 problems and these 3 problems on your own. If you have any questions, like always, reach out. All right, guys, have a good one.